Hello everyone. So welcome you all to Ashok Tutorials Meghalaya's first MTech channel. So my dear friends, in this video we are going to discuss Vygotsky. Leo Vygotsky, right? He is known as the social constructivist, and this theory is known as socio-cultural theory of learning. So, my dear friends, Jean Piaget is very important, and at the same time, Leo Vygotsky is also very, very important. And I think I have already explained about Jean Piaget, about Leo Vygotsky also in one of my video, right? So you have to, watch that video again, and after watching that video you come back and watch this particular video, because you have to understand about who is Leo Vygotsky, what are his philosophy, right? So my dear friends, always remember, whenever you see society, whenever you see culture, whenever you see constructivism, it always related to Leo Vygotsky, right? It's always related to Leo Vygotsky. Leo Vygotsky is known as the social constructivist. This is very important for your MTET exam, that Leo Vygotsky is the one who is known as a social constructivist. Remember this, all right? So let's start. Leo Vygotsky, a Russian psychologist, developed the socio-cultural theory of learning. So, Leo Vygotsky is from Russia, and he is the one who has developed the socio-cultural theory. According to Leo Vygotsky, what happens is that he has given importance to the society and to the culture. He says that society is also important, the culture is also important for the student or for the children to learn, right? Which is also known as Vygotskian constructivism. So whenever you hear the word constructivism, always remember Vygotsky, right? He believed that children learn through social interaction and guidance from more knowledgeable individuals such as parents, teachers, and peers. So according to Vygotsky, he believes that children, they learn from their elders, they learn from the environment, they interact, and they learn from more knowledgeable other. What is, there is a short form MKO. MKO. What is MKO? This is important. MKO means more knowledgeable other. Who has made the use of this word? It is Leo Vygotsky who has used the word more knowledgeable other, right? So these are the individuals who have better understanding and better knowledge than you have, right? Which means if I want to learn about finance, I can see that my brother is very good at it, so I will take advice from my brother, right? So this means that I am asking the solution to a problem from more knowledgeable other, which means you have more knowledge than I have, right? Such as, all right, so according to Vygotsky, learning is not just an individual process, but it's strongly influenced by culture, language, and communication. This line is also very important. Vygotsky has given importance to the society, to the culture, to the language, and to the communication. All right, remember all this. Now, key principles of Vygotsky's theory. Now we will learn some important aspect or the principles of why Vygotsky's theory is important, or what are the characteristics. First one we have is zone of proximal development. This is very, very important for your MTET exam. If you're writing it down, very good. If you're not writing it down, then please take the screenshot and write it down later on, right? Very important. Zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development, ZPD, sometimes they also give you short form only, ZPD. So ZPD means zone of proximal development, is the gap between what a child can do on their own and what they can achieve with guidance and support. So now, all right, the example is given. When I tell you about the example, you will understand it in a better way. So this means children can perform some tasks independently, but more complex tasks, they need help from more skilled person like a teacher or an older peer. So suppose there are certain things which the children can do by themselves. Suppose a child can do addition by himself, subtraction by himself, multiplication by himself, but if you are helping, with your help he can also do division, right? So you are more knowledgeable other to the child, right? And what is zone of proximal development? zone of proximal development is the distance, or it is a gap between what the child can do alone and what the child can do with the help and support of the other. So you have to understand what do you mean by ZPD. ZPD is a gap, all right? It is a gap. What the child can do alone and what the child can do if somebody is supporting him. So the gap is known as zone of proximal development. This means that children can perform some tasks independently, but for more complex tasks, they may need the help of the more knowledgeable other or the teacher or the parents. Example, a child may be able to do simple addition alone but needs a teacher's guidance to solve multiplication problems. This is what just now I told you, right? Scaffolding. This is also very important. This is important for your seated exam also. This is important for your MTET exam also. Scaffolding. Now, before I explain, I will just say one word and remember that word until you go to your examination hall, or till you go to your examination hall. Remember, scaffolding means temporary help. So next time you remember the word scaffolding, it means temporary help. Scaffolding means temporary help. Remember that in your brain. What is scaffolding? Scaffolding is a temporary support provided to children while they are learning a new skill. As they gain confidence and understanding, the support is gradually removed or withdrawn. Now you see, what is scaffolding? Scaffolding means temporary help. Suppose you are teaching your child to ride a bicycle. So first of all, you will hold from behind, right? When the child is learning to ride a bicycle, you are going to hold from behind. Then slowly you will start, withdrawing your hands. You will remove your hand, right? You'll remove up your hand, and slowly you will allow the child to ride on his own. Once the child has maintained his balance while riding the bicycle, then he or she can do it, right? But you have given him or her the temporary help. So that temporary help is known as the scaffolding, right? Daude repengram scaffolding ni ortho de temporary help one. Dau mai ni gaman temporary help na dau ta na simong mai ba kham ko khana gata nang ni bisa nang na tak chakat ni abomo. Dau ta sauba cycle sana skiing achimong yo. Skiing achim ode mai ta kenna anjing skang pa de wa kisang chini cycle ko rma bamo ni jamano bisa ko pedal khana gata na bo pedal kha uni jaman kha sen tau salgani din a kisang chiwa cycle ko rememang wo bisa ko sikal salna ta takcha katamo katham ko pa salo din a kha sin wat nang ni jakko wat na ta ba ching ha bri ko pa salo din ade cycle ko dang thap chu bisa antang thangan salna ta changai ha man na ha mo yan temporary help by yan scaffolding onga ne. Teachers and parents act as scaffolds to help children reach their learning potential. So I can be a scaffold, you can be a scaffold, anybody can be a temporary helper, right? Example, when teaching a child how to ride a bicycle, a parent holds the bike at first and gradually lets go as the child gains balance and confidence. So this is what just now I explained. Now you see, according to Vygotsky, social interaction is very important. You have to be, somebody who takes part in the society, in the culture, in the neighborhood, because we know that all human beings, we are social beings, right? We are the social animals. We cannot stay isolated. No man is an island. So we like to live in a society, in a family, with relatives, with friends, with neighbors, right? We don't want to stay alone. So don't you think if we are social beings, then we also learn from society? Of course, we learn all the good things, all the bad things from the society, from our friends, from relatives, from neighbors. We learn many things, right? So that's why, society or the culture is very important according to Leo Vygotsky in the process of learning. Remember this. Vygotsky emphasized that learning happens best through interaction with others. He believes that children develop higher thinking skills when they engage in discussions, group activities, and guided learning. Now you see, according to Leo Vygotsky, we all can learn better by interacting with the society, taking part in the social events, taking part in the cultural activities, joining the group discussions, joining the group activities, and the guided learning, right? Example, a child learn A child learning a new language will pick up vocabulary and pronunciation faster by conversing with fluent speakers rather than just reading books alone. So, suppose if I want to learn Spanish, then what I will do is that I will pick up the vocabulary and pronunciation by talking to the people. I am learning, right? I am learning Spanish, and at the same time, I will listen to the people speak. I will, understand the vocabulary. Oh, this means this, that means that, right? So I will understand. Rather than reading a book, I can learn Spanish better when I listen to the people, when I listen to the song, when I watch the movie, when I watch the serials, right? So that is how we can acquire the learning rather than just by reading the book, right? So there are many people who don't read book and still they can speak several languages. Why? This is because we human beings learn faster by talking rather than by the book. Now let us see the role of culture and language. So how culture and language is helping us to learn. Culture, traditions and language play a key role in shaping how children think and learn. The tools and techniques used in learning are influenced by environment they grow up in. All right, so now culture and traditions, we the people, Garo people, we the Khasi people, we the Jaintia people, we have our own cultures, we have our own traditions, we have our own language, we have our own attire, right? We have everything of our own. And now, what do? We take part in Wangala festival, in Bedin Klam, in, what do we call that festival which we celebrate in Shillong? Nongkrem dance, I think, right? So we take part in all these traditional events. Why? So that we don't forget what our ancestors have taught us. We don't break the lineage. We continue the lineage, the legacy left behind by our forefathers, right? That's why we give a lot of importance to our traditions and culture, and at the same time we you know keep on passing down the learnings and the knowledge whatever we have from the first generation to the next, then to the next, then to the next, right? Example, a child in a modern city might learn math using a calculator or educational apps, while a child in a rural village might learn by counting objects like pebbles or sticks, of course. So, according to the tradition, according to the upbringing of the child, so a child staying in a city might learn mathematics by using different type of apps, by using calculators. But the child who is in a village, he or she might make use of the pebbles, the small small stones, the pea, the chana, the any round objects, or any square object or any sticks they can make use of, and they can learn the mathematics or the counting, right? Now, the importance of play in learning. Vygotsky also believed that play is an important way for children to develop their thinking and problem solving skills. A child playing, teaching teacher and student with friends is practicing social roles and communication, which helps in real life learning. Of course, role play or playing. So, according to Leo Vygotsky, playing is very, very important for learning. So, in your house, many times you might have seen that your small child comes home after going to school, and they ask you to behave like students, and they become the teacher. They teach you, right? Whatever they have learned at school, they will try to teach you. ABCD 1 2 2 1 2 3 4, right? These things they are teaching you. So this is also a way by which your child is learning. So when next time if you see your children ask you to behave like a student and they want to become teacher, then please encourage that. Don't discourage, all right? Allow them to practice their whatever they have learned at the school. Conclusion. Vygotsky's theory highlights that learning is a social and cultural process where children develop skills with the help of others before becoming independent learners. Teachers and parents can apply these ideas by providing guided learning, encouraging discussions, and using real life situations to teach new concepts. By doing so, they can help children reach their full potential in a meaningful and engaging way. Now, of course, Leo Vygotsky is known as a social constructivist because he has given importance to the society, to the culture, to the traditions, and you know he is the one who has talked about zone of proximal development. He is the one who has talked about scaffolding, more knowledgeable other, and whatever the strategies, the principles he has given is definitely going to help the child, by in their process of learning, because the child should interact with the society, with the environment, the people with whom he or she is living, right? So that is what Leo Vygotsky has to say. So Leo Vygotsky was from which country? You should name it down here, right? So I think this is all of this video. So thank you everyone for staying connected with the Ashok Tutorials Meghalaya's first MTech channel. Thank you.